Hello and welcome back to the Lex E. Rojas vlog. I'm your host, Lex E. Rojas, aka Dakota Woolmer, aka Dakota Wolf. It has been another week, that's for sure. So, I'm sure everyone's aware of what's going on around the world. Multiple genocides, terror, state-funded terror here in the U.S. And it's really hard to stay positive in the face of so much that is negative. The world is crazy, and sometimes it seems like the only way to survive is to also be crazy. Fun fact: the word lunatic originally comes from the root word lunar, as in moon, which I guess it was believed at the time that the moon controlled these people who had mental illnesses and made them do the crazy things that they did. So that's why my video today is called Lunar Phases. That and another reason that I will get into a little bit further in the video. So let's just start with where we last left off, which was with me doing childcare for a lovely family somewhere here in Brooklyn. And yeah, after my live stream ended last Friday, I actually saw that my friend Xandra was doing a live stream herself on Instagram. I really don't know how much time passed between the two, but I was able to watch some of her live stream before my client came home and I had to log off. And if you are interested in learning more about Xandra, who is like an epic cosplayer and fangirl, and one of my best friends in the world, whose wedding I'm going to be in October, her Instagram is the Xandra Files, because right now she's super into cosplaying Scully from the X-Files, and I'm so here for it. She looks just like her. Like, it's crazy. She's such a good Karen Gillian impersonator. But she's great in like every cosplay she does, honestly. And I'm not just hyping her up too much. Go check out her cosplays, Xandra Amrine, the Xandra Files, and a link will be added to the description after I'm done going live. So, she also mentioned me in her live stream last Friday, but I don't know if she like saved the video to her profile, but she probably only mentioned me because I was like there watching it. She saw my name pop up, but you know, if I had known ahead of time, I definitely would have been watching from the beginning. And if my client hadn't come home, I would have watched till the end. But I had to, leave my client's house, so it is what it is. So yeah. So then, speaking of crazy, going back to lunacy, I went a little bit lift crazy. It started with getting a lift home from work because it was super cold out and I was like freezing and I just wanted to go home. So I took a lift home, and then the next day I took like 4 or 5 lifts all over the place, using the money that I had earned the night before. It was, yeah, it was a lot. I took a lift to the laundromat. I took a lift from the laundromat to the library. I took a lift from the library to the bank. I took a lift from the bank back to the laundromat. And then I took a lift home. And my husband has been taking lifts to and from work because of how cold it is. He just can't do the e-bike, you know, not in this weather. And we've literally been just Lyft crazy. And maybe I'll add an invite link for my Lyft. If you don't already have a Lyft account, I think you get a discount if you, what was the total of the cost for your Lyfts? Oh, I would have to check my notes. I do keep an accounting ledger, but that's a good question, Aaron. So Friday night's Lyft was $30 or $35. And I was getting home from work, so it's a business expense. Oh, it's like $30 to go down the road there in Michigan? Dang, that sucks. Are you in upper or lower Michigan, Aaron? I'm just curious. I was raised a Youper, so. Yeah, I guess I can imagine why it costs so much. There probably aren't that many Lyft drivers where you are in Michigan. Lorena said she was raised in Germany, so she feels me. I'm not sure how that relates to being raised in Upper Michigan, but okay. I mean, I'm of German heritage, so lower, close to Chicago. Nah, they're not very popular. Well, that makes sense, Aaron. If Lyft's not very popular in your area, they're going to be more expensive. It's costly, for sure. Here, let's see, it took, so it was like 30 something home on Friday night. Then it was like $5 to the laundromat plus tip. Then $5 to the library. Then $10 or $12 to the bank. Another $12 back to the laundromat, and then another $5 to the then another $5 to back home. So it was a lot of lifts. It was a lot of money in the end, but not as much as $30 to go down the road. So you got me beat, Aaron. So yeah. Because of course it was just way too cold. So the reason I had taken a lift. Sorry, I'm getting distracted because my brain's starting to switch languages now. I hear people speaking in another language that I understand. Anyway. Boop. So the reason I had gone to the library last Saturday anyway was to print off some ACS documents because I'm trying to get my mother-in-law paid for taking care of the baby instead of sending her to a daycare / preschool right now. It's hard to trust anyone, you know. Oh, thank you, Lauren. Lauren hopes I have a lovely day and has to go. Have a good one, Lauren. Lauren already left before I said that, but okay. I meant it anyway. Oh, you came back. All right, and then she probably has to leave for real. So, bye, Lauren. Lorena Smith. So, on top of all that, there has been a lot going on in the news, in real life. Here in the U.S., people being murdered by ICE, people being abducted, people being raped in ICE custody. Then, of course, overseas, they were bombing in Gaza and in specifically civilian areas. And of course, in the Congo and Sudan, and I believe in Ukraine there's still shit going down, and there's so much in the world going on, and it can really make one feel powerless. It can be really hard to keep things in perspective, and it really makes you wonder, is this really human nature? Is this really all we are? We have not evolved far enough yet to help each other instead of hurting each other. Like, the earliest civilizations are marked by the first healed broken bones, because that shows that people started working together as a society. Somebody cared enough to stop and nurse that person's bone, that person's leg, to help them. And that's the beginning of civilization, right? But we human beings just have to complicate everything. We hurt people because they're different from us, or because they have something that we want, and we don't think about, as someone put it the other day, how our sins affect others. All we think about is our greed and our selfishness and our own wants and needs. And I think we can do better. I know we can do better. But we have to want to do better. And that's why at the end of every live stream, I encourage my audience, you guys, to lead with empathy. And speaking of my audience, I have gained 5 more subscribers since last week. I'm now up to 170, so thank you guys so much. I really appreciate all the support. Whether you agree with me on everything, nothing, or some of the things, it's really great to see that people are enjoying my content and are here supporting me, even if all it is the occasional view and a subscription. You know, it's really encouraging to see my subscriber count grow, even incrementally. You know, thank you. And what's next? So I have ADHD. Anyone who has watched my content before already knows that. But I thought it was worth mentioning again because I'm getting distracted. There's a lot of background noise. I don't usually do my live streams here at the laundromat, although last week I did live stream myself narrating my Sims 4 gameplay from 2 years ago, because I finally posted it a few weeks ago, and somebody commented that they'd like some narration next time, and it encouraged me to really, because all I did was post it because I had been waiting so long, because I was like, oh, I'll narrate it eventually, and I never did it. So I was just like, whatever, posted it as it was and called it Sims Gameplay to Fall Asleep To. I'll add links in the description later. And you know, it was really encouraging to have someone request narration, so it got me off my ADHD butt, produced some motivating chemicals, and got me to live stream narrating even just the character creation process of creating a sim version of myself, which at the time I was mostly back to my natural blonde roots. Yes, I have harvest sweet blonde hair under this dyedness. and you can kind of see it in my eyebrows, maybe not in this lighting, but whatever. And I was back to like my natural blonde for a little while, and so when I made the Sims character, I made them blonde. And yes, I gave them they them pronouns because I prefer they them pronouns. I accept she her though, like I know what I look like, that's fine. I'm not that worried about it because I don't know, gender like money is a concept that human beings invented to make the world make more sense. And if it's easier for you to call me she her, I don't care. I'm not gonna spend all my time caring about what other people think of me and what other people call me. But I do prefer they them if you care. Yeah. I gotta get rid of these onesies. My child is 2 years old. She does not need onesies. I also edited over the weekends, or maybe before the weekend. I don't remember what day I did it, but I edited that cooking video I was talking about that I had like started to record, but I haven't posted it yet. I don't know when I will. Hair bun. Actually, it's a ponytail, but thanks. I don't know what it means. Hair bun. Does that mean you like hair buns? Does it remind you of a cinnamon bun and you're hungry? I don't know. Anyway. I'm gonna get rid of that, honestly. Water. Stay hydrated, my friends. Whew. So, yeah. Oh, also, my fourth wall shop has 2 new additions. The ebook versions of the Mage Stone and the Mage Guardian. So a link to my fourth wall shop will be in the description as well. If you prefer to buy through Amazon, it's $2.99 per ebook, but if you want to buy through Fourth Wall, that is only 99 cents per copy. And it is copyrighted to me, so if you share it without permission, I will get the law involved. Anyway. Seriously, I went and did the whole extra, paid for the $50 copyright. So I have a certificate and everything to prove that it's my work. So fight me. Don't fight me. Just please. Nike 3131K asked how old I am, and I don't know why it matters. I'm old enough to vote. I'm old enough to drink. I'm old enough to rent a car. And I have 2 kids, so however old I look is however old I am. I don't know. Nah, I actually don't care. I am 31 and a half. So 31 years and 7 months and a half. 7.5 months. There you go. I was born June 17th, 1994. Gemini. Do you need any more private personal information? You want my social security card next? Here, I got a copy right here. Sorry. Anyway. So we've also been working for a couple weeks now on changing my daughter's school, my older daughter's school, and it seemed to be going well until like yesterday I got an email saying that it's not going to happen, not for the school we wanted to transfer to. So is what it is. Hopefully we'll be able to transfer to them in September. And I'm thinking of honestly just like switching her to virtual homeschooling for the rest of the school year, because we've just had too many safety concerns. She has been physically assaulted by other students, and it just too much. Okay, so a Q&A prompt just showed up on my screen to ask you guys what myth you believed in for way too long, and that triggered my ADHD brain to go to, you know what things were considered mythical and just false for so many years until they were proven to be real? Gorillas, okay? The Amazonian women, the warrior women of the Amazon, right? They also recently, like in recent years, proved that giant squids exist. Or those waves that sailors used to report, they're just randomly, like it'd be a calm sea and then randomly there'd be these giant ass waves, right? As tall as mountains. People used to laugh at them. Scientists used to laugh at them and say, oh, that's not possible. It's blah, blah, blah. And they proved that that's real too. So, you know what? Who knows? Maybe mermaids exist. We won't know in our lifetime, probably. But if we do, that'd be really cool to find out. And honestly, it's really inspiring to see mythical things proven real. I'm getting so far off track, though. But that's par for the course for me. I get off track all the time. This is life with unmedicated ADHD. I was diagnosed twice, and I am unmedicated anyway. So, living my best life, guys. Speaking of living my best life, you all know that I'm a writer. I already mentioned that both of my published ebooks are now available on Fourth Wall for only 99 cents each versus the $2.99 that it costs on Amazon, because that's the minimum they make me charge. I got out of my contract to be like Kindle only so that I could upload it to Fourth Wall and change publishers. I'm looking for a new publisher, so if anyone knows any good literary agents, let me know. If not, that's fine. I just appreciate you being here. Just love the support. Thanks, guys. So I've been struggling to work on my third novel this week because I've been so focused on the social justice aspect of my personality in social media. And I've just been mostly on social media instead of writing this week. I'd like to get back to writing, but it's also really hard to ignore the horrors that are taking place in this world, and I shouldn't want to ignore them. It's hard to find a balance is the real thing. So, hopefully, life will start to balance itself out a little more. I took today off from therapy, partially because I'm going with the kids to visit my sister tomorrow, and it's too many things, but also I just need a break, honestly. It's weird to feel like I needed a break from therapy, because that's supposed to be like helping me and supposed to be my time or something, but it's just like exhausting to have to keep appointments. I don't know how to explain it. If you get it, you get it. If you don't, you may never understand, you know? It's just, this is life. So all week also I have been responding to emails from people interested in joining the web series that I am a part of this year that will begin filming in April. I'm not just an actor in it, I'm also one of the writers. Like, I'm not the main writer. It's not my series, but I have written scenes and even one whole episode, and I'm very excited to see it fully fleshed out, you know. I actually got one of my acting teachers from AMDA on board, although I've heard that the culture of AMDA has changed significantly in a bad direction from someone who went there more recently than I did, because I graduated in 2015. Sorry, I started there in 2013. I graduated high school in 2013. So I guess we'll just see. I don't know what's going on there anymore. Maybe it's getting better again, or maybe it's continuing a downward spiral. I don't know. I'm not going back to school there, so it doesn't make that much difference to me. I just hope that everyone's okay and in a safe, happy learning environment. Well, it doesn't necessarily have to be happy, just safe and healthy would be best. Yes, healthy learning environment. Doesn't have to be happy, just healthy. Another reason that I named this episode, Lunar Phases, is because the other day I looked up at the sky and I saw a waxing moon, and I thought, waxing means going toward a full moon, and I thought, when's the next full moon? About a week? Less? And I Googled it, and now, as of now, it's tomorrow. At the time, it was 3 days away, 3 nights away, whatever. So I was like, okay, that's really cool. And then I realized that if there's a full moon on February 1st, that means March is going to have 2 full moons, which means we will have a blue moon and an eclipse in the same month, because there's an eclipse the first full moon of March 3rd, I believe. There's going to be an eclipse. And the second full moon of a month is called a blue moon, which is why it's rare. And that's where the phrase "once in a blue moon" comes from, because blue moons are rare. So I'm super excited, and I feel like, honestly, it's just a good sign that things are gonna turn around and get better, you know, because things have been so awful this year, worldwide, and it makes me really hopeful. Like, I'm not into astrology and all that, but I do love the moon, and I like to look for meaning in things. So, I mean, who doesn't? It's human nature to seek meaning where things seem meaningless. You know, who knows? Reality might not even be real. Everything might just be a simulation, and we're being tested on how much empathy we actually have for each other. Oops, did I just reveal the plot of a short film I wrote? Anyway, I also found out the other day that I have been suffering for a couple weeks from walking pneumonia. Mark A. Houston asks, "What the hell are you doing?" "I am folding laundry and talking to you, all of you lovely people." And yeah, so that sucks. I did, I'm on antibiotics now, so it's been a few days of antibiotics, so they say that you're not supposed to be contagious after a few days of antibiotics, so I'm out about in the world, and everything's okay. And yeah, as long as no one has, like, prolonged exposure to my breathing or coughing, everyone's gonna be fine. And even then, like I said, you're not supposed to be contagious after a few days of antibiotics, so I'm fine. Everyone's fine. I'm fine, and everyone around me is fine. So don't worry. I'm not out infecting people. Yeah, and more recently, like 2 days ago, I finally buckled down and settled on an illustrator for my children's book that I wrote like 2 years ago. Mark A. Houston says, get rid of Paco and date me. Wow. That's really disrespectful. I'm sure you intend it as a compliment, but when someone's in a relationship, you're supposed to respect their choices, and I really don't appreciate the disrespect on my relationship and my life partner of over 9 years. So, yeah. Anyway, Nancy Tidwell says, what are you watching? I'm not watching anything. Yes, Mark A. Houston, over 9 years. We have 2 children together, an 8-year-old and a 2-year-old. I kind of thought you knew. I thought everyone who follows me knew. Yeah, Nancy Tidwell asked what I'm watching, but I'm not. You know, Mark A. Houston, I appreciate your apology, and I accept, and I forgive you. And you're still welcome on this channel, of course. I don't hold grudges. I'm not a hateful or spiteful person. I think all of us can do better if we are given the chance. I make mistakes too. Everyone does. We're human. We just gotta do our best to be the good we want to see in the world, you know? But yeah, anyway, the other day I chose an illustrator, and I came home and I talked to Paco about it, and my 8-year-old was like, but I wanted to do your illustrations, I'll do them for free. And what can you say to that? So I decided, like, so I told her she can do some drawings for it. I'll get her a sketchbook and we'll get it done. Yes, Mark A. Houston, you can definitely subscribe. Everyone is welcome to subscribe, and I understand that there is more to you than that. I appreciate that you were humble enough to admit that you were wrong and to apologize. I think we need more of that in the world, more people who are able to admit their shortcomings and to show the good parts of themselves. And thank you for subscribing. Yeah. So, again, I appreciate everyone who watches my videos and comments and talks in the chat. I love interacting with the chat, and I love doing these live streams and talking to you all. It helps me to put my own life into perspective a bit, and maybe it helps some of you if you also have ADHD that you're struggling with without medication, or maybe even with medication. Perhaps my live streams can help you in some way. If you're also a parent or an actor or a writer, or something brought you to my channel, something made you click on this video, something made you hit subscribe, something drew you here, and you are welcome. Everyone is welcome. I think we need more love in the world. Times are tough, times are scary. People are being tortured, murdered, raped, abducted, trafficked, and we need to counteract all of that evil with the most good thing there is in this world, and that is love. And from love comes empathy and kindness and understanding. And if we can all lead with love and empathy, we will be better as people, as individuals, as society, as a civilization, as a whole planet. So let's keep spreading love and let's keep standing up for what's right. Thank you guys for joining me today. Thank you for all of your support. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing. Hit that bell icon so you don't miss any videos. I try to go live every single weekend. And share with your friends if you think they'd like this. I do a lot of rambling, but I think I also make a lot of good points. So thank you all again. Really appreciate it. Have a great weekend. Stay warm. Remember that ice is cold and slippery. And sometimes you don't know where it is. They've been undercover. Anyway, thank you all again. Remember to lead with empathy.